Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Ancient Empires. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello. For the rest of you, you've already been here a little while. This is another in our series of streams of Total War mod showcases. This music's quite loud. Hopefully it's not too loud. It's the latest one in our series. We've covered a lot so far, but we're going through basically every pretty darn decent mod that has ever been made for the Total War series, and we're playing them week by week. And we're on Ancient Empires today. Ancient Empires is a complete and total overhaul for Attila, which changes the time period of the game back to the sort of classical period. So it's a bit like having Rome 2 in Atilla, sort of, but it's a little bit different, as you'll see. If any of you have played Divide et Impera, similar sort of deal. Divide et Impera being a mod for Rome 2. I actually am doing a Rome 2 series on YouTube at the moment, and when I was considering what to play before I started that series, this mod was actually a really, really solid contender for what I was going to play. I almost ended up playing this instead of DEI, but I didn't in the end. So I think it's time we checked it out in this series. So, as you can see, it's one of the things I love about this mod is how gorgeous the menus and stuff are. They've totally changed the menus to make them fit the time period, and it just all looks so lovely. The start date is probably one of the things that tickles my fancy about this mod in particular, because it has a much later start date than most of these classical period Total War mods go for. It actually starts in 202 BC. Which means that if we select Rome here, as you can see on the map, Rome already has kind of spread its wings a bit and controls fair chunks of the Mediterranean. It's like the closing days, I think, of the Second Punic War, I want to say, or is it the third? I forget. It's been bloody ages since I brushed up on any of this. And as you can see, Carthage has been battered a bit. They don't have Sicily anymore. They've lost all their other colonies in sort of modern-day Spain, in Sardinia and Corsica and all that. They're a bit battered. It's the closing days of the war with Hannibal, yeah, pretty much. On one side you've got Hannibal, on the other side you've got leading the Romans Scipio, who would become known as Scipio Africanus, the famous general. And that's when the game starts, basically, which is, I think is really cool and really interesting, honestly, because most of the time when you play these classical era Total War mods and games, they tend to start like 70 odd years earlier than this, where Rome has yet to expand beyond the Italian peninsula. So this is cool. I like that. It also allows you to play right from the get-go with a couple of very famous historical figures as well. Which is nice. I'll go through the entire faction list so you can see what's available, but I'll spoil it for you right now. We are going to be playing as Carthage today. I want to play as Hannibal, and try and change the course of history. I think that would be grand. But I'll show you the rest. We've obviously got Carthage, we've got Rome, we've got a tick box here which allows you to enable historical names. So instead of playing as Roman Republic, you can play as Respublica Romana if you want to, or Carthage if you're playing as Carthage. Which I think is really cool. A lot of mods and projects and whatnot back in the day used to sort of do this thing where they'd make all the names for the units and factions have the historical languages they actually used, which I think is quite fun because it's very immersive. You get to pick up a little bit of the language of the faction you're actually playing as you go along. However, not a lot of people like that. I mean, I say not a lot of people. I don't know what the proportion is, but some folks don't like that, and they prefer to have it in just plain English. And in this mod, the geniuses who created Ancient Empires basically just made it a tick box toggle. I'll leave it in plain English for today, just to keep things simple, but I love that that's a feature. So, you got Rome and Carthage. You've got the Diadokoi, which are the Seleucids, the Ptolemies in Egypt. You've got the Greco-Bactrian kingdom over in the east. You've got the Macedonians. If we go Greek city-states, we've got the Achaean League. we've got Crete, we've got Rhodes, we've got Pergamum. Black Sea states, we've got the Bithynians, we've got the Bosporans, we've got the Colchians, and we've got Pontus as well, with a very vivid shade of purple that I do like, I must admit. If we go Eastern Kingdoms, we've got the Cappadocians, we've got the Medians, we've got Parthia, and we've got Armenia. Africans and Arabs, we've got the Numidians, we've got the Garamantians, we've got Nabatea, we've got Sabea, or Saba, or whatever they're called, the Sabaean Kingdom. And we've got the Kushites, the old kingdom of Kush down there south of Egypt. Very, very interesting history, Kush, that is incredibly overlooked when it comes to stuff, what you get taught about in school when it comes to like history and whatnot. These guys outlasted the Romans. The Romans were never able to conquer them, and they actually outlasted them. The kingdom of Kush, it hung around until like well into sort of like the early medieval period, I think, before it finally disappeared. What else have we got? Where were we? Celtic tribes. We got the Boy. They start off in northern Italy. You got the Caledonians, all the way up in modern day Scotland. Their culture is Pictish. There's lots of different cultures in this mod. It's one of the things that makes it interesting. Also makes it really hard, because the boys' culture is not just Gallic or Celtic, it's Cisalpine. Whereas the Caledonians are Pictish. You got the Arverni, whose culture is Gallic. You've got the Galatians, just like in DEI, their culture is Celtic. And then you've got the Iceni up in Britannia, whose culture is Brittonic. So quite a few nice, interesting sort of Celtic tribe factions to choose from here. Obviously the Arverni are probably one of the most famous of the bunch, but lots of interesting choices. We've got the Iberian tribes, of which there are quite a few. We've got the Turdetani, the Aravaci, the Cantabri, the Galaici, the Lusitani as well. All very interesting in their own right. You've got the Germanic and Belgic tribes. So you've got the Nervi, who are a tribe famously mentioned in Julius Caesar's Gallic war commentaries because they killed a whole bunch of Romans, the Nervii, or Nervi, or however you want to pronounce it. The Romans had a difficult time putting these guys down, and they managed to successfully lure like an entire Roman legion out into the woods under false pretenses, and got them into an ambush and massacred them. They were very fierce warriors who put up a really good fight, and inflicted upon Rome one of its most humiliating defeats. Didn't help them very much in the long run in the end, but hey. You've got the Cimbri up there in modern day Denmark. You've got the Marcomanni. You've got the Swabian Confederacy, and you've got the Helisi, who I know absolutely nothing about, by the way. Never even heard of these guys before I installed this mod. Then you've got the Balkan tribes. You've got the Kingdom of the Odrysians, you've got the Kingdom of the Dalmatians, and the Kingdom of the Getae in Dacia. These guys would give the Romans a lot of trouble. Was it Trajan or Hadrian's day? I forget which. What else? And we've got the steppe tribes as well, finally. The Roxolani, the Scythians, the Saka, and the Tauri as well. So lots of factions to choose from. Noticeably, some of the playable factions differ a little bit from the ones you may be used to from, say, playing Rome 2, for example, which is kind of nice. Adds a bit of variety, keeps things interesting. But as I said, we're going to be playing as Carthage. So, as I said, it's 202 BC. They're at war with Rome, and things have not been going very well. Our faction leader is Hannibal Barca, and our culture is Punic. Our cultural trait is imperial ambition. We share this with the Romans, actually. The gods have vested our people with the might to divide and conquer. Imperial ambition, minus 50% to the cost of converting buildings. Provincial rule, minus 10% admin cost faction-wide. And war machine, faster recruitment in capital cities. Faction trait is maritime empire. This is unique to Carthage. The sea is what makes nations great, and trade routes are much more important than cities and fields. Plus 15% income from trade agreements, so trade's going to be super important for Carthage. Plus 25% income from all occupation options. Minus 30% upkeep for naval units, which is pretty big. And mercenary armies boasts access to more and superior mercenaries. Because obviously Carthage made pretty hefty use of mercs over its period of existing. Losing the ability to form vaguely complete sentences tonight. Here's the blurb text. Democracy, commerce and faith. The beating heart of Carthage is the city itself, a major port and bustling trade hub nestling on the North African coast. Carthage, a name which comes from the Phoenician Carthage, new city, was founded around 814 BC by Phoenician settlers from the city of Tyre? I forget how you meant to actually pronounce that. Legend holds that they were led by the mythical queen Elisa Dido, the first ruler of the city, who in Roman stories it is said to have been a lover to Aeneas, who was himself the son of the goddess Venus. According to the legend, he would leave her to settle in Italy and become the first ancestor who would later become the Romans. Dido, however, cursed him for his betrayal and so foreshadowed the many wars to come. The Carthaginians are a devout, hard-working people who have spent generations struggling to control trade in the Western Mediterranean. In accordance with their Phoenician heritage, they are great traders whose home is the sea. As such, they have never held great lands, but focused instead on building a network of coastal and island colonies. Other than their peaceful Phoenician ancestors, however, they were never a people to be crossed. They proved this by successively conquering the most of the other old Phoenician colonies, and subjugating the Libyan tribes and ruling Sicily until the accursed Romans took it from them. Moreover, the Carthaginian naval power is legendary, and their shipwrights have constructed immense warships that few other nations can rival. Politically, Carthage is a democracy in name only, as the great families have long taken power for themselves. These great houses lead Carthage not only in the Senate, but also on the battlefield, and have often consolidated their political power by feats of martial valor. Very much like the Romans, to be fair. A prime example of this is the House of Barca and its most famous son, Hannibal, who only recently achieved the miraculous feat of crossing the Alps with a great army, including elephants, and attacked the Romans from the north. In the following years, however, the war that in the beginning was sure to be won has developed into a stalemate, and after Hannibal's much disputed retreat from Italy, the Carthaginians, in turn, find the enemy on their own soil. In an attempt to stop the Roman army headed for Carthage itself, the Carthaginians have once more deployed their forces. While their army is inferior in numbers, the Roman ranks were recently bolstered through the treachery of Massinissa, one of Carthage's former Numidian allies. The two armies are about to clash near the city of Zama. Only one of the two powers can claim victory this conflict and will go on to rule over the Mare Magnum. For Hannibal, his honour, reputation, and not least the safety of his city are at stake. So yeah, basically the campaign begins with the Battle of Zama. And we're going to try and win it as Hannibal, unlike in real life. Ancient Empires aims to bring a nostalgic feel, ever reminding of the original Rome Total War. You will find elements of the past throughout artwork and gameplay. It's true. Not just Rome Total War as well, but some of its mods too. This mod takes an awful lot of inspiration from Europa Barbarorum, which is a mod that I've not yet covered in our series. We need to do that. EB1 and also EB2. We actually do need to take a look at in this series, and I haven't actually done it yet. I almost decided to stream EB2 the other day, but I thought we've done a lot of Medieval 2 mods lately. Let's shake things up a bit and head over to Attila for a while. But this mod takes an awful lot of inspiration from them in terms of in terms of like game mechanics and graphics and things. By tradition, Carthage was founded by Queen Dido, who had fled from the city of Tyre in Phoenicia after her husband was killed by her brother. Even in the days of legend, there was a link with Rome because Aeneas of Troy, the father to the Romans, was the lover of Dido and then abandoned her. In her grief, she killed herself, cursing Aeneas and his descendants as she died. Carthage, the name means new town, continued to flourish, a Phoenician colony that outgrew and survived its parent land. The Phoenicians and their ancestors, the Carthaginians, must be credited with the invention of glass, the bireme galley, and with being expert traders thanks to their superb navigational skills. Even before the Greeks reached the western Mediterranean, Carthage was a superbly wealthy city thanks to its mastery of the seas. Carthaginian colonies of the original Phoenician colony, now ring the sea. Modern Barcelona is named after the famous Barca family. Carthage is a maritime power, with only a relatively small landowning class to provide a military land power. This, however, does not matter as long as Carthage continues to be wealthy. Its coffers pay for mercenaries in abundance when the city needs to go to war, and it is this wealth, mastery of trade, and expansion along the Mediterranean coast towards Italy that brings Carthage into direct confrontation with the newly rising power of Rome. Now, perhaps, it is time for Dido's curse to have its full effects on the children of Aeneas. Welcome to Ancient Empires. Here's the old, good old year in history pop-up, which you will have seen before in Divide et Impera, if you've watched the YouTube series of that. And also, this used to be a thing in Europa Barbarorum as well. That's a really neat little feature, honestly, but there you go. The Roman consuls for this year. Deaths. Hasdrubal Gisco, Carthaginian general who has fought against Rome in Iberia and North Africa during the Second Punic War, customarily identified as the son of Gisco. He just committed suicide. Carthage. Accused of treason by the Carthaginians after being defeated by the Romans at the Battle of the Great Plains, Hasdrubal Gisco commits suicide to avoid being lynched by a Carthaginian mob. On October the 19th, the Battle of Zama, 130 kilometers southwest of Carthage, ends the Second Punic War and largely destroys the power of Carthage. Roman and Numidian forces under the leadership of the Roman general Publius Cornelius Scipio and his Numidian ally, Massinissa, I keep getting that wrong, defeat a combined army of Carthaginians and their Numidian allies under the command of Hannibal, and forces Carthage to capitulate. Hannibal loses 20,000 men in the defeat, but he's able to escape Massinissa's pursuit. Following the Battle of Zama, the Roman general Publius Cornelius Scipio gains the surname Africanus in honor of his feats in North Africa against Carthage. And there's some other stuff here about Egypt, which we don't really care about. First thing I'd like to say is, oh my god, the user interface is so pretty when you play as Carthage. I love all the purple. Mission issued. A son's promise. After nearly 2 decades of war with Rome, Carthage now finds itself at the brink of destruction. Despite his genius, Hannibal has failed in Italy. Rome's legions have landed in Africa seeking to exact revenge. Hannibal stands in their way with the remnants of our forces. The war is coming to an end. Let us not disappoint our ancestors. This war shall end on Carthaginian terms. And then there's objectives and some rewards and things. So, yeah. Here's Hannibal. Here's Scipio. The Battle of Zama is about to commence. There's also a naval battle set up over here as well, which, right off the bat, I'm going to recruit some mercenaries for, because suck at naval combat. I need to outnumber the Romans if I ever want to win, I think. And even then, it's probably going to be a bit dicey. We've got a spy over here. Bring him up this way to have a little poke around and look at the Romans before we fight them. There they are. They got some Triari, they've got elite Samnite infantry, Etruscans, Principes, some Lucanian cohorts, Hastati, Velites, Soki, Velites? Fucking Latin, man. Italian cavalry, Numidian noble cavalry, and Numidian cavalry. Hannibal's army, meanwhile, consists of the man himself with his sacred band cavalry, which are awesome, African veterans, Carthaginian citizen levies, auxiliary Iberian scutari, Gallic warriors, auxiliary Iberian caetrati, Balearic slingers, auxiliary Ligurian light infantry, some Libyan skirmishers, some Libyan cavalry, some Numidian cavalry, and, of course, war elephants. Elephants! Love me some elephants. This is probably going to be quite a tough battle. This battle, if you're playing as the Romans, is relatively straightforward. I've never played it as the Carthaginians before. It's going to be interesting. There's obviously some empire management stuff we need to do as well, which we'll get to eventually. Off the bat, it isn't looking encouraging, though. We're making a quite clear loss in terms of income. We've got a whole bunch of provinces with negative public order. And are they... Oh yeah, they have a lot of squalor as well, not very good sanitation, so they're probably going to end up having diseases break out on top of everything as well. Carthage has obviously lost all of its overseas colonies at this point. To the Romans, mostly. Things aren't great for Carthage. Carthage is a little bit fucked at the moment, so trying to turn things around for them will no doubt be rather challenging. And I'm given to understand this mod's pretty freaking challenging anyway. Like, this mod is quite hard, judging by its reputation. That's why I'm playing on basically normal difficulty right now and not on hard or anything, so... Thunair, hello! Thank you very much for 38 months of subbage, man. Welcome back. Mercenary-based armies never pose a problem, or so I've heard. Yes. My lord. So, yeah. It's a full stack, so there's no point in trying to recruit any extra mercenaries or anything. You can go to the faction screen. This is how things look. Now, one weakness, let's say, of this mod is that, unfortunately, just because of the fact that it's on the Attila engine, it lacks the slightly more complex political system that Rome 2 has. Attila's political system is really based more around hereditary monarchies, because that's what the time period of the original game is all about. You know, like it was imperial Rome, and you know, Persia in the east obviously was a kingdom, and then you have all the barbarian kingdoms as well. It's all about kings. It's all about monarchies and whatnot in Attila by default. Republics don't really get a look in, so what they've kind of done is they've tried to make it so that you're playing as the Barcid faction in Carthage itself, and that's your family tree. And then you've got these other guys who aren't part of your Barcid faction, and these guys are part of the Hannanid faction. And these normally would just be your other nobles if you were playing vanilla, but they've kind of renamed it to Hannanid faction to make it feel like there's multiple factions going on and stuff. But yeah, realistically, in gameplay terms, we're basically a hereditary monarchy, even though we're playing as Carthage. It's a little inelegant, but what are you going to do? Obviously, we've got all these offices and stuff we can hand out. We've got governors to be assigned and whatnot. I don't know what the governor edicts are like, but hopefully they're pretty darn good, because we're going to need some help turning this trash fire around, frankly. But you know what? In a Total War game, I do love a trash fire. I have to say, I do love a disaster campaign. That's why I love playing as Rome so much in Attila, like regular vanilla Attila. So I like trying to rescue disasters. It's fun. Okay, I've teased you enough. I'm going to drop a quick save, and we're going to fight the Battle of Zama. Ah, boy. Yeah, the auto-resolve doesn't rate our chances of winning very highly. Attacking at night isn't going to make any difference, really. But, alright. Onwards, Hannibal. We can scout terrain. I already know what this battlefield looks like, though, because I've played it before as the Romans, like, twice. Yeah. Let's go. I've never played the Battle of Zama as the Carthaginians before, but it should be fun. I think this is so cool, though, by the way. I think this is amazingly cool. The way the campaign starts with such a, like, famous historical battle. I think it's really good. There's another mod. Sorry. Dry skin on my lips. I shouldn't pick at it. It's bad form. But I never said I was a professional streamer, did I? About the most unprofessional professional streamer you've ever seen, frankly. What was I going to say? Yeah, there's another mod that kind of does something similar to this, actually. for a medieval 2 called Insularis Draco. It's on the to-do list to cover in this modding series. And that mod does a similar thing where it starts off with the Battle of Chalon against Attila the Hun. And then the campaign continues from then on. So, and it's something I really like, because I've always enjoyed the historical battles in the Total War games. I know the main feature, the main draw of them is the campaign and also to an extent the multiplayer, but I always did love the historical battle scenarios as well back in the day. Okay, dry weather is fine. We'll start deployment. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now, normally, when I play this battle, I'm the Romans, but this time we're Carthage, so things are a bit different. I feel like they have the higher ground slightly, which is a little annoying. Never mind. Let's try and figure out what we're going to do here. It's got us in a sort of formation here already, with the elephants up at the front, and this is, to be fair, probably like a vaguely historically accurate formation, actually. But fuck that. I want to win. Historically, if we're being historically accurate, we're supposed to lose, and I'm not having that. So I'll take all our citizen levies, I think, our Iberian Scutari, and our African veterans. We'll make a nice neat line out of you lot, I think. Now, there is a guard mode you can toggle in this. But it's weird. It's not like guard mode in the other games. If you toggle this, it basically stops the unit from moving at all. Like, you can't give it move orders if you put it in guard mode. Just something to, you know, bear in mind. What else have we got? We've got the Gallic warriors. These guys are good candidates to sit on the flanks, I think. Just like my naked fanatics when we're playing as the Galatians. So I think we'll have them on the flanks. We've got the auxiliary Iberian Caetrati as well. They're light infantry. Are they? What kind of, like, what are you guys? Are you like javelin throwing dudes? Are you skirmishers? What are you? I think they're just dudes in light armor with Iberian falcata swords and little round shields, and that's about it. I think you guys also should probably be on the flanks, because I reckon you're probably quite fast moving. Then we've got slingers. Pretty good slingers too, they're Balearic slingers. Then we've got skirmishers. Buckets of skirmishers. I think I'm actually going to have them sit behind the front line rather than in front of it to chuck their javelins over the top. I don't want you on skirmish mode. No running away, please. Unless I say so. And then we've got skirmisher cav. And Libyan melee cavalry, which I have to imagine are probably not very good. Then we've got Hannibal with his sacred band. I'll put him at the back for the moment. And that's basically it, except for the elephants. Probably the elephants will be the key to winning this, if we can do it. I think the elephants and maybe Hannibal's own sacred band will be probably what wins this for us. We need to engage the Romans and then do some hammer and anvil shenanigans to really make this happen. It's going to be tough, though. They have so much infantry. Goddamn Romans. Do love their heavy infantry, don't they? Well, let's take a look at everybody. Let's do the usual pre-battle close-up. Here's the Numidians. This dude looks like a Dragon Age character. This guy right here. I think it's the hairstyle. Here's the elephants. Elephants! I love me some more elephants. One of these days I need to do a Harad campaign in Divide and Conquer so I can play with the Oliphants. I think there's a... Okay, there's like a level of detail issue here with the elephants. Like, they don't have eyeballs unless I get really close to them. I have if you want to see my graphic settings, because people obviously do have a lot of issues running this game, you know, with decent performance. That's what my graphics look like. The main basically everything except for anti-aliasing I think is pretty much maxed out, with the exception of shadows, which are on quality. particle effects are on performance, and unit details are on performance. That, for me, seems to give me a pretty darn good frame rate in most large battles. So, if you were curious, that's what I use. Plus the Blood DLC performance patch that you can get on the workshop as well, which helps. What else we got then? We got the Iberians being all sneaky there. We've got the Gauls. I feel right at home with you boys, just standing around making loads of noise. Oh, like my Galatian pals from the YouTube series. Love you guys. Then we've got, I think these are our African veterans, right? Look, I think some of them even have stolen Roman shields, which is amusing to me. Those are definitely shields they've nicked from a dead Roman. But yeah, these guys are pretty good. We've only got one unit of them though, so yeah. We've got, these are the Iberian Scutari infantry. Probably also not to be really relied upon, but hey. Then we've got all of our Libyan citizen militia hoplites. These guys here, armed and fighting in the Greek fashion. And they're basically the bulk of our main line infantry. Then, you know, got the Gauls and whatnot on the other flank. Then there's all these skirmisher lads here as well. These guys kind of look like they could probably pull double duty as light infantry. Light melee infantry if it really, the situation really calls for it. Unlike these guys. These guys look like they're going to be pushovers in melee. Yeah, and then the slingers, who hopefully can inflict quite a few casualties. Hopefully. And then we got, there's the Sacred Band Cavalry. And there's Hannibal, whose eye patch only appears if you get really close to him, but hey. There he is, there's the man himself. With his Sacred Band. Hopefully these guys are going to kick some ass today, and hopefully Hannibal's not going to die in the attempt. Alright, and then we got the Romans over here, which we're going to have a little look at, I suppose. There's all their skirmishes up front. Here's their legionaries, some of which are like Italian allies, I think. So you got your Hastati and whatnot. And then... Have they actually deployed in the proper formation? And they have got the Principes next up, haven't we? I think those might be Triarii because they got spears. Actually not sure. I think some of these guys are Italians as well. And then at the back we've got... These guys look like Principes. They've actually got chainmail. Yeah. Oh, these guys are totally Triarii. Look, they've got big plumed helmets. Alright, very cool. More Principes here. And more... Are these guys Triarii as well? I think they might be Triarii. I'm not sure what these are. I think they might be... These are probably Italian allies of some sort. What are they? Come on, tell me. Elite Samnites. Ah, they're Samnites. Gotcha. Well, I dig the helmets. Very fancy. Okay. Time to face the music. Now the Romans gonna... What are they gonna do? They're gonna stay put or are they coming to us? It's kind of like they're coming to us. Interesting. Also, love the size of this battlefield, by the way. It's friggin' huge. Oh, Hannibal's giving a speech. Oh, is that it? Have I missed it? I believe so. Where are the Gauls at? Here they are. My boys! How you guys doing? Fantastic facial hair as usual. Let's have a little look at some of these units. Don't any of them have cool abilities? Aha, phalanx. Yeah, you probably do want to be in phalanx, I would say. Seems like a good idea. Does it tell us what it really does? Shields ready. Plus 50% first strike, whatever that means. Plus 3 melee defense, plus 20% missile block, plus 10% entity mass.
Understood.
What about you guys? Can you do anything? Nope. What about the African veterans? They can do tight formation. Plus 10% missile block, plus 1 melee defense, plus 10% entity mass. It's not a huge buff, that, really, but we'll do it anyway.
Stand easy. Stand easy.
The units obviously all look fantastic. And, I mean, you know, like, it's Attila as well, so they do look particularly pretty rendered in this engine. I mean, just look at those bronze helmets. Like, the way they actually catch the sunlight is just really nice. Like, you can see the little hammered imperfections in the surface on some of them. Whoever made these did a fantastic job. You guys moving, or have you stopped? Okay, they've stopped for now. Looks like it's our job to march all the way over to them in that case. We'll move a little bit. We'll take this bit by bit. Oops. No, no, no. Just don't run. March in the usual fashion, please. So, we've got a lot of missile units in this army. Lots of skirmishers and lots of skirmisher cav. I do wonder how best to use that skirmisher cav, honestly. Because I feel like in a straight up fight, their cav's going to beat our cav, not including Hannibal's personal bodyguards anyway. They've got a shitload of skirmishers loaded up front as well. Yeah, I don't have a huge plan for how to deal with this. Other than, you know, the usual hammer and anvil stuff. Try and get as many of their melee units engaged as possible. Get around behind them with the elephants and the sacred band and then wallop them. Which I forget sometimes you can hold space to actually have the... Not just to have the unit positions they've been ordered to display, but also have it show you whose units are whose. You know, like how in Medieval 2 you had that button that you could press in the user interface that made enemy units flash red and friendly units flash green? I mean it like that. With the tops off in a warm climate, they look just like Brits abroad. Yeah, they kind of do, don't they? About as noisy too. Okay, what's happened here, guys?
Orders, my lord. As you command. As you say. As you wish.
Just what exactly has happened here?
For us. Move it.
We barely started and the formation's already disrupted. That's not a good sign.
At the ready. As you wish. As you say.
Citizen militia, yes, I suppose you're right. Incompetence has happened. I have to admit, I think you could probably, when you're playing this mod, you could probably, like, boost. If we go here, unit details to quality. You could probably get away with that without messing up the performance too much, because I feel like the Ancient Empire's unit models are much better optimized than the vanilla game ones are. Yeah, I mean, I've just changed it up to quality, and in vanilla that would have made quite a big difference, but actually in this it seems to have made no difference at all to my frame rate. So there you go, pro tip, if you're used to playing Attila already, and usually you put your unit details on performance, you can bump them up to quality, it looks like, with this mod, and you won't have any issues. Because Ancient Empire seems to be very well optimized, which is nice. Does that mean my elephants have eyeballs from a bit further away now? No, I still have to get mega close to them. Never mind. What about Hannibal and his eye patch? Nope, still have to get very close for that. Never mind. You guys have any interesting... We've got Inspire, Rally. Yeah, Inspire and Rally on Hannibal. +5 morale for Rally, and Inspire is +5 melee offense. Ooh, interesting. Be good to toggle that on the charge, if possible. Okay, yeah, my formation keeps getting a little screwed up here. It's a bit weird. Not sure what the deal with that is. You boys, you're drifting off to the left a bit. Romans not moving an inch. Yep, no, they're happy to stay put. I am attacking them technically, so you know that makes sense. So those are Hastati, Soki, Lucanians, elite Etruscans. That's what these guys with the spears are. Interesting. Soki cohort, Principes, Triari, Principes, Triari. Oh, sorry, no, elite Sam Knights and then the Principes again. Yeah, these elite cavalry bother me. I feel like these guys could be an issue at some point. And then, oh, there's Scipio up there as well, actually. What up, Scipio? Where is he? Where is the man himself? Where are you, Scipio? Seriously, where the fuck are you? I feel like he should be right here. Is this him here? Maybe this is him here. He does look a little bit different from all the others. Yeah, he's got his muscle cuirass. So I guess this is him. Hello, Scipio. I don't know why the ground keeps shaking. It's 'cause I think it's because the AI keeps giving them weird move orders and then cancelling it. You see there on the icon, which is toggling Attila's irritating shaky cam effect, which cannot be toggled off in this game, sadly. In the later Total War games, you can toggle off the shaky cam, thank Christ, but not in this one, sadly.
As you wish.
What kind of range the slingers have? It's pretty long, isn't it? I don't think the Romans have any slingers of their own, so I mean we can... I think my game plan here to initiate things really is to just try and move the Balearic slingers into range of their velites and provoke the Romans into action. I hope you guys aren't getting... Yeah, you're still fresh. Okay, I was a little bit worried that maybe they were getting tired out by maintaining the phalanx formation or something, but no, they're okay. Citizen levies. Our lives are in your hands, citizen levies. Yeah, these models are very, very pretty. They are very, very nice. And I'm pretty sure they're not just like imported straight from Rome 2 or anything like that. I think they've a lot of work has gone into making these guys almost from scratch. I think the exception is like the faces. That's these head models and whatnot. This is all definitely Rome 2 stuff, but a lot of extra detail has gone into these guys, I think.
As you command. As you say.
Might bring us into range, will it? Close, though. I'm just taking this a little move at a time because our formation seems to be getting very easily disrupted. We are moving through trees quite a lot, admittedly. And trees in Attila slow you down noticeably. If you're facing off against a lot of cavalry, though, staying in the trees is a damn good idea because it reduces their charge bonus quite a bit. I think, I suppose... This is scrub. Okay, this is not actually like forest. Yeah, it reduces speed and your charge bonus, but like if you get actual, honest-to-God, forest... Yeah, missile block chance, yeah. So it reduces charge and speed by quite significantly, but also gives you missile block chance. So if you want to hide in the woods, you basically get a cover bonus against enemy missile attacks, which is great. Because, you know, you're hiding behind the trees and whatnot.
Orders, my lord.
Okay, a little further forward, boys. And I don't think that's a thing in any of the other earlier Total War games, including Rome 2. I don't think you get that cover bonus from being in forest.
The enemy has found our concealed units.
What concealed units? Sorry, what? Oh, hello. Hello. I think it's all kicking off finally. Oh, Hannibal, I think I'm going to need you on that flank. Shit's happening. Yeah, our slingers are already opening fire. What do you call it? Loosing? They're whatever. Make sure you guys are in skirmish mode. And honestly, we'll never catch them, will we? But it'd be nice if we could catch some of the enemy cavalry with our elephants. Right, a little counter charge into the elite Italian cavalry. Get around behind them, they're already wavering. They're breaking. Oh, fantastic. Oh, hello. The elephants actually have engaged some of the enemy cav. Great. Hopefully we haven't lost any elephants yet. No. Well, we've lost one. And they've gone ploughing straight into our infantry. Okay then. Well. So far, so good on this flank. We lost a bunch of the Iberian Catrati, but that's okay. They're basically cannon fodder, those boys. Oh, there's Scipio. He's charged straight into our African veterans. I don't feel like that was a very smart move, if I'm honest with you, mate. Alright, forwards, elephants. Oh, hello. Right, they're delaying old Hannibal a little bit here by throwing their Numidians at him. Right, elephants. Right, Gauls as well, actually. Gauls, in you go. Oh, really? They're throwing more skirmisher cav at the elephants. They're quite desperate not to let the elephants engage. Alright. Everybody over here. Gauls get involved. Alright. We're getting Hannibal around the back. Elephants. Ooh, hello, there's Scipio. Can we get him elephanted? That would be amazing. Hell, tell you what. Maybe we can get Hannibal and the elephants to sandwich Scipio and take him out. We can take out the enemy general and hope that our main infantry line doesn't break before Here we go. Hannibal versus Scipio. There's Hannibal. Not sure where Scipio is. I don't see him. But the elephants are getting there as well. Scipio's broken. He's running away. That was lucky. Can we kill him though? Can we kill Scipio? That would be perfect. That would be so good. How are the Gauls doing out in the flanks? They're very, very outgunned, but they're hanging in there for the moment. Alright, let's not worry about Scipio for now. What we need to do is some hammer and anvil stuff. In you go, boys. We've got some wavering Romans. In go the elephants. More wavering. Got to be careful with the elephants, actually. I just sent them in to engage some light skirmishes, which is actually what you don't want to do with elephants. I'll try and cycle charge a bit. Alright, most of the Romans are starting to break and run now. Over these Principes and one. Oh, even they're wavering now. Love it. Alright, Hannibal, let's pull you out there. I think we're going to try and aid these Gauls on the flank who are clearly losing. I just need to try and get you a bit organised before the charge because you're all scattered about all over the place. One of the things I've noticed about Attila is that units can get very scattered and disorganised. Something about the battle engine that makes it a bit different from Rome 2. Even though it is ostensibly the same engine, you know. Right, I'm going to send these Numidians out there to chase down some of these broken guys because they look like they could regroup potentially and ruin everything if we're not careful. What are these guys? Are these Triari? Yeah. No wonder they've stuck around. That was a bit of a disordered charge, but what are you going to do? Alright, yeah. You, Cav, get after those Romans. Make sure they don't come back. Elephants. I need you to continue trying to break these guys. Looks like Hannibal's broken those Principes. Let's have him go into the back of these Triarii as well now. Go on, Sacred Band. Oh, we've done it. That's got to be nearly it. They've got 2 units of Velites that haven't broken yet, but that's it. There it is. We've done it. We won. We did it! Ladies and gentlemen, we've won the Battle of Zama as Carthage. This probably would have been a lot more difficult if I was playing on a higher difficulty instead of just normal, like a casual pleb. But hey, you know. I'm pleased that worked out in the end. Hannibal's guard. His unit took a lot of casualties there. Look at the health bar on it. Fucking hell. He lost a lot of bodyguards. I guess we're very lucky that he didn't actually die himself in the process. Right, let's try and run down and destroy as many of them as possible. Make sure as few Romans make it out of here as possible. And you guys, stop shooting because you're probably just gonna deliver friendly fire at this point. And what part of stop did you take to mean change position entirely? What the fuck? Anyway. Well done, everybody. Well done, Gauls as well, actually, holding out on the flanks there. That was quite important. Well done, African veterans, for killing an awful lot of Scipio's bodyguard, as you can see. And also, I tell you what, our citizen levy hoplites, who I was bad-mouthing the entire time in the pre-battle sequence, actually, to be honest, did their jobs. They actually held the line and just poked the Romans a bit and, you know, made sure that the rest of the plan could come together. I was deeply worried about them, but actually they kept it together in the end. Perhaps they get quite a hefty bonus from being in phalanx formation or something. Plus 50% first strike. I don't know what that is, first strike, but extra melee defense, entity mass, etc. I don't know. Maybe I was underselling those, but I mean, they're just tier 1, you know, they're not, according to the game itself, they're not that great. Unlike the Gallic warriors, who are tier 3 heavy melee infantry, which is, yeah, pretty darn good. The elephant's still chasing people down. Yes. Elephants! Sliding elephant. Guys just chucking javelins at dudes from up there like as they run away. This is now a hunting expedition, that's what this is.
My lord? As you say, engage!
Right, we'll run a few more of them down and then I'll hit the end battle button. Time compression on. First strike is a bonus to being the first ones to attack. Oh, maybe, yeah, that sounds like it could be. It's just not a term I'm familiar with from playing these games before. I've never seen that come up in a tooltip before. Alright, we'll do the end battle. We've done it. Decisive victory. 500 odd losses, much less than I thought we were going to take. The Romans are absolutely annihilated. Wow, okay. Do you know what? On balance, this battle is actually easier as the Carthaginians than it is as the Romans. I've done this battle twice as the Romans, and it was much more difficult than that. A big part of it with the Romans, obviously, is trying to deal with the elephants somehow, actually, so... Just saw a guy take 2 javelins and he walked it off with a shield over his head. Ain't got time to bleed, man. But that's fun. I wonder what happens now. Because this game, this mod does have scripted events and stuff surrounding all this. Alright, slave captives, ransom release. Or kill them! Tempting to kill them. I think we'll enslave though, because we need that unit replenishment. And Scipio's going to run away. He's not actually dead, is he? The bastard has in fact survived. Of course, if this was real life, he'd probably commit suicide after that performance, because I'm pretty sure that's what Hannibal did after he lost the battle. In real life.
At your command.
We could chase him up and finish him off, I suppose.
At your service.
Wipe them out!
There you go. We'll auto-resolve. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, I'll attack at night, but we'll auto-resolve. Protective stance. I guess we'll try and reduce our casualties. And yeah, that's Scipio dealt with. Imagine we came upon his encampment in the middle of the night and slaughtered everybody. We lost 43 men.
My lord.
And Hannibal himself has leveled up. Sweet. A bit like Belisarius in Age of Justinian, actually. He starts off with obviously some very nice stats, but his skill tree is still pretty empty, so you can shape Hannibal in whatever way you feel you want to, which is nice. He's not like sort of, you know, trying to think of like legendary lords from Warhammer or whatever. You know, there's still a sandbox element. We can still customize him a little bit. What are his traits anyway? Hates Romans. Makes sense. Fumbling engineer. Famous. Yeah. +2 public order if you make him a governor. Interesting. Maybe we can send him into retirement as he gets older and make him a governor. Effective ambusher. Yeah, makes sense. Captured eagle standard. Hey, nice. This mod clearly has a lot of awesome custom traits that I really like. Heroic attacker. Subjugator. Minus 25 diplomatic standing with all factions faction-wide on account of having Hannibal. That's interesting. But obviously he gets buckets of influence per turn. Persuasive. Interesting. You get lots of income from ransoming prisoners. Cheaper mercenaries. Cheaper like political actions. Sunbaked brackets frostbite. A supposedly lucrative posting on the frontier has deprived this man of his faculties. -1 command, minus 10% campaign movement range as commander, plus 60% chance of death by natural causes. Wow. Is this because he's in the middle of the desert right now? Is that the issue?
Command. Your next command, my lord.
It's still there. I wonder if that goes away once you get out of the desert. I'm not sure. Interesting. Anyway. His army also... Well, we haven't given him a skill yet, have we? He's got sturdy armor. He's got a wife as well, Emilka. +1 influence per turn, plus 0.5 influence per turn for the husband. Sociable. She's an acquired taste. What was that? Yeah, she's acquired taste. One thing is for sure. She could test the patience of a stoic. I know a few people like that in real life. Let's see. City planner. This is all brand new here. This is totally unlike vanilla, so... Talented statesman, career officer, bold warrior. Interesting. I think career officer is probably a good start. You know, more campaign movement range is always excellent. Yeah, we'll go all in on that.
And then
Mr. Spy, you can pop down the road here and take a look at the Numidian Kingdom,
so if
because they're the next group of enemies on our doorstep. Who obviously they switched sides and sided with the Romans. Well, that's music. This music is from Pharaoh, not Total War Pharaoh, but the old city builder Pharaoh. The music you're hearing in the background, if you can hear it, it's quite quiet, admittedly. I really like the Ancient Empires mod soundtrack, because it doesn't just take music from Rome Total War, it takes it from a few other games too. Can't really hear the music. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, the music right now consists of some dude tapping on some drums, so it's not super loud.
Ready for battle.
We can do forced march. Should we?
Get moving.
I think maybe we should, yeah.
On the move, my lord.
Got a little battle marker and everything as well. Battle of Constantina, it says here, but really we know it was the Battle of Zama. Victory over the Roman Republic. And then there's this naval battle to deal with. That, I feel like, might not go quite so well. But we should probably do it.
Ready for orders.
So what do we got then? We got ramming Trieres, ramming Trihemolias. We've got an Octeres with towers. Tetreres with towers and marines. And then these mercenary barbarian pirates I hired. And then we've got Naravas, our admiral, who has a ramming Tetreres. And then there's the Romans. When I tried doing this naval battle as the Romans, I lost it catastrophically, so I'm hoping maybe I can win it as the Carthaginians, but I do suck at naval battles in Attila, so... Oh, yep, there he is. Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus. Dead as the dodo!
Yes.
You were listening to some YouTube videos about the Punic Wars. We had to stop because the narrator could pronounce Scipio as Scipio rather than Scipio, and you couldn't stand it. Okay. You know what? Fair enough, actually. Sometimes that kind of thing does bother me too. Alright, let's give this a go. Friggin' hate naval battles in this game, but we'll have a bash. I suppose calling him Scipio is consistent if you want to go with the anglicized pronunciations, where you're going with like Caesar and so on. If you're going to call Caesar Caesar, then I guess you have to call Scipio Scipio. Alright, start deployment, I guess. I don't even know what these damn barbarian pirate warships are good for, frankly. Stick them out on the flanks, I guess. I guess we'll have the big hefty ships, the hefty chonk ships up at the front. Have the admiral right at the back, because I've learned from playing a few naval battles now that the admiral has an annoying habit of getting sunk right away if you actually send him in at the beginning. So we'll not do that. We've got some ramming ships. Maybe they should go on the flanks and try and come in from the sides, I'm not sure. The admiral right back here. Got this chonker right here. I'm loving this thing. It's huge. Crawling with marines. Got these towers that shoot arrows. I tell you what, actually, these... I don't know if this is imported from Rome 2. I've never looked at the ships long enough to notice, but it looks beautiful rendered in this engine. I mean, there's some really nice textures. Yeah, it's a hard C with all of those. Just like the J is not pronounced J. He wouldn't have been Gaius Julius Caesar. He would have been Gaius Julius Caesar or Caesar, because I think the AE is usually pronounced as two distinct sounds in a ye old Latin. I believe. I'm not totally sure. Don't quote me on that. Take it with a pinch of salt, etc., etc. But I think that's the case. Like the name Aetius would actually, because it's spelled A-E-T-I-U-S, it would have been pronounced Aetius, I think. No barbarian pirates. Come the Romans in a sort of column formation, which is interesting. Got their ramming ships at the back. Oh, I guess I'll send the boys in. There's the admiral right there on the flank. Right, it looks like some boarding is going to be happening. Yeah, try and board the admiral ship. That'd be a grand idea.
The enemy is boarding one of our ships.
Alright, Mr. Ramming Ship. I mean, credit where it's due, this does at least seem a little bit less simplistic than the Rome 2 naval battles, because for one thing, there seems to be an actual distinction between ramming ships here and melee ships. Which I think shakes things up a bit. Alright, back it up, back it up.
Orders on one of our ships! Repel them!
Oof, that thing is nearly dead. Oh, there goes
Completed his ammo reserve.
one of our ships. Uh-oh, that one's about to get rammed. Kind of left these guys to their own devices here, which was a bit of a foolish mistake, I think.
Nothing remains of this unit now.
We understand. We are at your command.
Alright, back it up, back it up. See if you guys could try and board this ramming ship while this one runs away from you.
We are at your command. Set the horse. Hold your position.
Try and get away before it rams you. Oh dear, you've been rammed. You done got rammed.
As you say. Forever
The
Lord.
whole unit has been destroyed.
Fighters are ready. On your order.
I've got a couple of free units here. You can stop chasing them.
Your orders, my lord. My lord. Set the oars. Move out. March.
Interesting. I feel like I can't get my ships to sort of reverse, which is a thing you can do in Rome 2, although it is very finicky.
As you say.
Oh hello, ramming ship making a break through that. Let's deal with you, shall we? Is this thing going down? It is, I think. Victory! We won. We did it.
Seen us victorious this day.
What a mess, but we won. I'm just going to call it there, I think. Ramming! Oh, I got an achievement, everybody! That's how often I don't play Attila naval battles. I actually just got an achievement. Yeah, naval battles. I mean, you know, it's nice that they made the attempt, because like the classical period, gosh, it really was filled with a lot of important naval battles, but like they were never implemented very well in Rome 2 or Attila. It just didn't kind of work as well as they probably could have. But they made an attempt. You know, I'm still kind of glad that it's in here. I still kind of had fun with that, even though I was barely keeping track of what on earth was going on most of the time. At least it wasn't as glitchy as the battle we did with Age of Justinian, anyway. That was a really dodgy one. But we did it. I think we lost quite a few ships in the process, including, looks like our admiral went down at some point. Admirals always seem to go down in every naval battle in Rome 2 and in Attila. Being an admiral's a great way to get yourself killed, apparently. If you've got a family member you don't like and you want to get rid of, make him an admiral. And there's a kind of, I feel like there's a kind of action economy to naval battles in this, like, which means that largely, I think the battle ends up being determined by whoever just has the most ships. Alright, slave captives, ransom and release. Kill them? Just enslave them, I think. Brilliant, and now we're going to select some new poor sod to lead the fleet. Who do we want? Some Hannibal guy, probably. if he's just going to end up dying, you know. Oh, this guy's 62 years old anyway. Hanno the Second here, dude's practically already dead anyway. Oh, I like these guys have got an interesting, like, eclectic kind of mix of traits actually right off the bat as well, which is interesting. This guy's resolute, appetite for success, skilled debater, sensible. This is cool. They've done a lot with the trait system in this game, in this mod. I have to say, I like this. This reminds me a lot of, like, old school Rome Total War, which I guess was the idea. Because this is really nice. I like anything that gives your characters a bit of personality is great. Self-important, stingy, polite, sensible, famous. Hanno the Second, you are now leading the fleet. Sonny Jim. What do we want to give him, though? That's the question. One of these Octeres again? A ramming Penteris? A ramming Hexeris? I don't know. Let's give him this. Heavy melee ship with towers.
Your orders, my lord? Ready for orders.
Hanno the Second, the hero. Hanno the hero. You can go and dock at Carthage, I think.
Going a port.
There you go.
Fleet reporting, my lord.
That's improved public order a little bit, actually, just having the fleet back in port. Now then, it comes to the campaign map management stuff. All that gosh darn strategy. Because as I said, our money situation is looking a bit dodgy. It's not as bad now, because enough of the fleet has been sunk that our flipping... our upkeep cost has gone down.
For you,
Also, just noticed, actually, that Hannibal's army has some upgrades to do. Army integrity is a nice and interesting thing. I can't remember. I don't think this is in Rome 2, is it? Army integrity. Am I doing a dumb here? I've only played, like, you know, 100 hours of Rome 2 at this point. For some reason, I can't remember whether or not army integrity was in it. But I think this might have been a new thing for Attila. But I do kind of like it. It's not that often that integrity really comes up. Because, you know, if you lose battles, you usually end up just losing the entire army anyway, so integrity doesn't really matter. But occasionally, it can become a thing, and then you can execute mutineers, you know, decimate them, basically, in order to try and keep integrity together. It's an interesting concept. Probably could have done more with it in this game, really, but, you know. I mean, I think the main problem with integrity, actually, is it's too easily maintained most of the time. Then again, I don't know. I'm judging this mod too early, perhaps. Maybe in this mod they've actually done some cool things with integrity, and actually it's going to be a bit more interesting. But you know how, like, in Medieval 2, in like stainless steel, we had the whole supply system whereby, like, the longer an army marched, the more annoyed it got. You know, like, its morale would go down and stuff like that. It'd be kind of fun if this worked a bit like that. But anyway, what do you want to do? Subject army. Military tribunals. Mercenary recruiters. Mercenary reliance. Supply reforms. Scouts. Well, I like that. More movement range and also quite a bit of extra campaign line of sight. Let's take that. Supply reforms. Again, this is all new, unique to the mod. This isn't like in vanilla. I can maybe taking supply reforms. Yeah. That'll do for now. Okay, that's dealt with. Now then, I had when I loaded this up earlier to test it out, I did have a little butchers around the campaign map for Carthage to save us a bit of time. And the chief problem, I think, at the moment is that everywhere in our empire we have public order negatives, and I think that's mostly because we don't have a lot of public order boosting buildings about the place. Unfortunately, having looked through the building browser, I struggle to find, like, a lot of buildings that really do massively boost public order. So I'm not entirely sure what the best way to fix this is. Say over here at Tipasa. Let's go undeveloped land, and we'll go... So what do we want to get? Lots of things to choose from here. We've got like a granary, a military fort. One thing you've got to notice about this is that some of these buildings, like this one, it says Law and Order Edict, -3% native discontent. Native discontent is like a whole thing in this mod. When you look at public order breakdown, you have taxes, difficulty level, slaves, faction culture, military presence, blah, blah, blah. You have native discontent. And that's really high in places that you've recently conquered and aren't like your majority culture. And I think that's kind of the ancient empires' version of religious discontent. But the interesting thing is that there's a lot of buildings that actually directly manipulate the discontent stat. Like that military fort, for example. There's often a choice to be made when it comes to the buildings in this, I think, whereby you can choose between something that aggressively converts the province to your specific culture, or you can go with an option that doesn't convert to your culture as much, but it makes the existing natives less unhappy with you for it. So there's a bit of a dichotomy there, which I couldn't even begin to guess what the best option is long term. It's a library, sacred enclosure for temples. That gives you culture happiness bonus, but that's presumably only for the proportion of the population that's actually your culture. And at the moment, only 40% of Mauritania is actually Punic. Most of it is Berber. So... underground sewers. That gives you +1 public order from sanitation at least. A mint, land grants. How is the food situation here? It's not great. Only +4 food. Woodcutters. Mustering grounds. Stone quarry. You notice a lot of these economic buildings also lower public order and increase squalor as well. A lot of these buildings have a maintenance cost as well, which is pretty hefty in some cases, actually, like this governor's residence. That'll boost public order, but -360 monies a turn to maintain it. It's probably the way to go, though, honestly, compared to all the other options I'm seeing. I mean, you can get the sewers, but they're even more expensive for less for less public order, although it does give you growth and sanitation, obviously, but... I think I'm going to go governor's residence for Tipasa. Over here in Africa et Numidia, we got roads. We got a shrine of Baal Hamon, which could upgrade to a temple of Baal Hamon. Farms. We got an acropolis of Birsa, which could upgrade to a Kothon. I think this might be a unique building. It's Carthage's like port. It's like fancy military docks. Yeah, I think you have a unique building tree for Carthage's very fancy, famous docks that it had. There's also Republican residence, Republican palace. Food consumption goes up. A bunch of other stuff goes up though as well to make up for it. It gives you war elephants as part of your city garrisons, which is kind of neat. We need something that boosts public order, so we can't build as many things in this town because it's a small town and not a provincial capital, but I promise we could build sewers, but we're already in the red on income as it is, which is not great. So I can build things that boost public order, but it's making my economy even worse in order to do it. Racing field. Oh, hello. That gives you a big public order boost. Consumes a lot of food, but we've got some to spare in this province. Racing field. That's probably what I said. I mean, that's probably what I need. Well, my brain's starting to stop functioning. Ladies and gentlemen. Ability to form sentences suffering. It's only 7 o'clock. We've still got an hour to go. Let's get a racing field. Public order +4. Bit of income. Sport and games edict thing as well. Yeah. Racing fields. Racing fields for days, I think, is what we need. Right across our little empire here. That might be the key to solving our public order issues. Not quite so easy done over here, though. We don't have the population surplus to build something brand new. Maybe I'll cancel the governor's residence and, yeah, get a racing field instead. Who needs government? Who needs small government when you can just have chariot racing? Replace your local council today with a chariot racing hippodrome, ladies and gentlemen. For a happier society. Yeah, we've got you guys over here. I don't know what to do with you other than march you over to... Well, actually, you could probably sit in the town for now, actually. And you're already sitting in town. There's a bunch of Romans over here we could go pick a fight with, but I imagine... They've got a pretty decent garrison. Principe, Sestari, Triari, Leve. Yeah, they've got the whole kit and caboodle over there in terms of town garrison. That's a good garrison. That's not like a crappy Divide et Impera Italian militia garrison. That's like actually proper Roman legionaries defending that town. Does this mod simulate Carthage's reliance on mercenaries? Yes! When we're playing as Carthage, we get access to more and superior mercenaries. You see there in the pop-up at the bottom. That's like our unique faction trait, is we get access to more mercenaries and better versions of them, which is pretty sweet. And also, I think there's obviously some skills you can take as well to increase the discounts you get on mercenaries and whatnot. If we look at what's available right now, I mean, we got a mercenary ballista crew, for example, which is pretty cool. War elephants, Gaetuli horse, Numidian cavalry, javelin men, mercenary Libyan swordsmen, Gaetuli warriors. Some nice mercs available right here. We're a full stack though, so although it is tempting to drop something in favour of that ballista crew, admittedly. What could we drop to get a ballista crew? Probably one of the skirmisher units, honestly. Fuck yeah, I want a ballista crew. There we go. Yeah, units killed in battle. For some reason the notifications in Attila have always been a bit buggy. They like to randomly pop up at inopportune moments during the turn. Does ancient empires give you the cheesy Rome 1 announce for Carthage? No, sadly it does not.
Ready for battle.
Just a lot of the relatively cheesy Rome 2 Carthaginian
Your orders, my lord?
voice acting, which is honestly very similar. But my elephants don't go elephants when I click on them, which does make me sad, admittedly.
Fleet reporting, my lord.
Is there a reason to the crippling treasury deficit? Armies and fleets do be expensive, yo. Basically what it boils down to. We got 2 armies. One's like half a stack, one's a full stack, and we've got a fleet. And we're hemorrhaging money because we're Carthage, and it's the Second Punic War, and we're losing. We did just win the Battle of Zama, admittedly, but we're still a little bit fucked, unfortunately. Worker. Freaking! Oh, I don't think I can convert you into anything, can I? What about this? This port? No. Port's fine. Leave the port alone. Farms we're going to need because we do need food. Although this province is producing a ton of food, admittedly. We've got a lot of buildings like these sewers that have a huge maintenance cost on them as well. I'm tempted to demolish the sewers, although it just feels so wrong. I don't have an immediate fix for our economy other than to just take new settlements. We can take Kyoto. I suppose the one thing we can do is we can assign governors. That might help. Oh, also, we're Carthage. We get a bonus to trade income. We should probably do some trading.
We will gladly listen to your offers, but do not wrap them in lies. The spirits know.
Trade agreement. Hell yes. Let's get some more. Achaean League. Hello guys, would you like some trade? Moderate success chance. Right, let me just sweeten the pot a little bit with a bit of extra change. There we go. Success chance high. Good. Good. Crete, would you like to trade as also? Low? Really? Alright, we'll try someone else. What you got against me, Crete? Brilliant. Sort by attitude, shall we? We have a non-aggression pact with Macedon at the moment, a defensive alliance with the Maori tribes. Worth noting. And the Masaili tribes are a tributary state of ours, although I think they're a horde, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Who else can we trade with? Crete doesn't want to. That's it. Please, Crete, please trade with me.
Greetings.
Please.
We are civilized folk, so you may speak as you wish.
I'll give you some.
Give you an honest answer.
I'll give you some monies. Little bit of monies. Little bit more monies.
My people are.
Ah, fuck you too, buddy. All right, that's. We've got a little bit of extra dosh coming in from those trade routes then. Governors. Right, yeah, that's the other thing. Hello, Hanno. Would you make a half-decent governor? Non-believer, strict judge. Public order -2 as governor. Well, that's not what we need. Self-important. Is there anybody here who would make a half-fucking decent governor? I for women. Foodie. A leper? Oh, for goodness sake. Look what I've got to work with here. What about among the Hannanids? Have you got any guys here who make decent governors? Superior cavalry commander, has no fear. Optimistic. This guy would be a good general. I don't want to waste him on being a governor. Hannibal, you should be a general, mate. Hasdrubal, Eriphus, frugal, intelligent, lily-livered, rational, brilliant. Congratulations, sir. You are governor of Africa and Numidia. Hanno III, resolute, appetite for success, skilled debater, sensible. Okay, fantastic. You, sir, are now going to be governor of Tripolitania. We have this guy here as well. He's an architect. He could be alright, I suppose. Congratulations. For $1,000, I'm going to make you governor of Mauritania. Which means we now have access to 8 edicts. Bread and games. Conscription. Tax harvesting. Political propaganda. Sell food. Enforce law and order. Assimilation. And sell slaves. Well, Carthage's public order is in the positive right now, so... Not law and order. Sell food, maybe? We've got the food to spare. Assimilation. Sell slaves. Enforce law. Political propaganda, maybe. No. Sell food. Sell food. Now then. Tripolitania, meanwhile. You guys do have public order issues. Bread and games, maybe, for these guys. They've got buckets of food, so... Bread and games. And then Mauritania. They've also got public order problems. Even worse ones, actually. Assimilation might be a good choice long term. I think we'll go bread and games. Oh, no, we can't, though. We don't have the food to afford that. We might have to put down a rebellion or two over here, to be honest with you. I don't know how we're going to tackle this public order problem until at least the racing field is built, which will put a dent in it at least. How much of this negative public order is from native discontent? Quite a bit. It's -6. Admin cost goes up 10% though, and we're already losing cash. Blast and damn it. I think I'm going to go with enforce law and order over here. No. Where's the assimilation? Let's go with that.
It is an honor to serve you.
Why does Dave look different? I'm wearing a jumper. That's the only thing that's different from yesterday. Might want to get rid of these mercenary barbarian warships or whatever, actually. I'll free up a tiny smidgen extra of the budget.
Ready for battle.
What else we got over here that's expensive? I imagine the elephants are expensive as heck. Yeah, they are. They cost 788 a turn. And the mercenary ballistas I hired are also very expensive. If we got rid of the elephants and the ballistas right now, that would solve most of our deficit. but I want the ballistas and the elephants. I suppose we can live without the ballistas at least. I mean, we're not about to attack any cities with walls, are we, anytime soon? There's just Kyoto here and it doesn't have walls, so... Oh, alas. Goodbye. I'm keeping the elephants, though, for now. Didn't see you yesterday. I could have sworn you were in the chat yesterday. Sorry. I thought you were for some reason. Right. I might have had a haircut since I last saw you then, in that case, if you weren't here yesterday. Because you did have a haircut last week? Alright, I guess that's going to do. We're going to finally hit end turn, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a bear of a first turn, this one, for Carthage, but... Oh, right, technology! That's a whole other thing I haven't been paying attention to either. Okay, Libyan recruitment or agricultural restoration. That unlocks recruitment of Libyan hoplites and Libyan cavalry. That does sound rather important, that, to be fair. Naval restoration. Thurius reforms also looks rather important. It's a pretty important in military text up here, admittedly, it has to be said. Agricultural restoration, diplomatic missions, send gifts to the Greeks. Restoration of the Suffet. Some of these are almost like paradox game style decisions, like this one here, send gifts to the Greeks. Costs you a lot of money too, that one. I think we'll go with this one. A bit of extra income from agriculture and whatnot would not go amiss. We need every extra penny we can save right now. I suppose the last resort, obviously, is raising taxes. But that's only going to make our public order problems even worse. Yeah, that's now officially pissed off Carthage. And everybody even further. Oh, yes. If we lowered taxes all the way... It does make some of these provinces a bit happier, but it does mean we're also, like, catastrophically heading into the red. I think I'm gonna raise taxes for a turn or two just to curb the deficit for a while. Alright, haven't had a peep out of the Romans for now. It's alright, as I said though, I do like a trash fire. I do like a trash fire campaign in Total War. It makes life interesting. Alright, so the Balearic tribes, they want to arrange a marriage. They offer 900 in exchange for a marriage with Ballard here. Marrying Magavarico, their high king. Sure, I guess. Oh, hello. Where are you guys off to? You gonna come and attack me? Are they actually... You lunatics! I'm amazed. I mean, we're in... Hannibal's army right now is in forced march stance, so I think we start the battle winded and probably have a few other debuffs as well. But even so, the auto-resolve says that they are screwed. Fuck it, we'll fight it manually. We'll fight it manually. Even the auto-resolving probably would be smarter, actually, but we'll fight it manually anyway. So Hannibal's battered, knackered army from Zama marches northwards to confront the Numidians. They meet him on the road, coming in the opposite direction. Oh, this is Massinissa. This is the guy who betrayed Hannibal in the first place, actually. So yeah, we want to wreak some vengeance upon this motherfucker right here. That's for sure. Alright, let's get everybody set up. Their entire army is basically skirmishes. They've got skirmisher cav and skirmisher infantry. Form everybody up like this. Oh, the African veterans as well. I must have forgot about you guys. I think the left flank was traditionally where your most elite units went in this period of history. So we'll put them there. We'll get all our skirmishers and slingers out front. Get the cavalry out here. We've got the elephants, although I want to keep the elephants back in reserve here because I feel like, honestly, they're probably just big squishy targets for all those javelins. So I don't know if we're going to do much with the elephants today. We'll see. I'll probably send them in to like help fight on the flank if their enemy's cavalry commits to melee. And then Hannibal's got his sacred band, although I'm gonna kind of do that so he's got a unit in front of him to try and act as a cushion. Don't need Hannibal dying to a random stray javelin. Thank you very much. Oh, guys, don't need to run. Walking is fine. We're going up a hill anyway. We're all starting the battle tired as well to boot, so...
The enemy has been spotted.
There they are. Oh, they've got elephants too, huh? Okay, I didn't notice that. That makes things interesting, doesn't it? we can have an elephant battle. Sounds kind of fun, actually. I think we'll march a little bit further up this hill. In fact, we'll go about that far, and I'm going to see what they do. Because they might be coming towards us, and right now I think we need to stop and regain our fatigue a little bit, because we're all still tired, which is not good. Speed up that a little bit. Everybody get in position. Just wait and try and recover some of your stamina. Well, I have to imagine it'll probably happen quite slowly. I don't think stamina recovery happens very fast in this mod. Yep, they're definitely coming to us.
Damn! Our ambush troops have been detected.
Oh, hello. Got incoming. This is going to be particularly tricky because their cavalry is going to be much faster than ours on account of it not being tired. Oh, there we go. I think they got the worst of that. We've managed to catch them. They're wavering.
We await your orders.
Fire! Blood on! Fire on them! Our general is under attack! All right! Warriors, move out! Orders! Fire! Aye! Deadly missiles ready!
God, that is a lot of skirmishes. Alright, you guys get back over here. See if you can try and run down some of these guys. Oh, these light skirmishes are already legging it. Yeah, God, the fact that we're tired is not having a positive effect on our morale. I don't know how good slingers are against elephants. We might be able to find out, though. Their general is actually riding an elephant, which explains why... Oh, a couple of them gone down already. Hello. Oh, they're dropping. They're dropping.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Missile armed riders! As you say! Engage! Riders at the double!
Battle ready and
Okay, they've committed their elephants. We are javelining them, though. Yeah, okay, their elephants are legging it. Okay. A frontal charge with the elephants was not a great idea on their part.
At the ready! Forward! Quickly now! Engage! Strategos!
understood. Warriors, move out! Forward!
As you wish!
There's Hannibal and a sacred band. Fighting some skirmishes.
We have gained the upper hand.
I feel like he might need some help, actually. I think I'm going to pull him out. It's looking a bit dangerous over there, frankly. Alright, African veterans, you're going to be
Field of battle.
fine
Shameful display.
dealing with that, I think. Yeah, we've got a lot of troops just legging it because they're so tired. They're taking casualties.
We are at your command! Forward! Quickly now! Patriotus!
Forever loyal. We await your orders.
Start marching you boys up.
As you say.
Melee cavalry!
Alright, ooh, God. Hannibal, get out of there. I'm getting really worried about him right now. Do not need him being killed by a random Numidian cavalry skirmisher.
They're not done yet.
Come on, Hannibal, buddy. I need you. Yeah, I need you back over here, safe and sound, matey. That's enough adventuring for 1 year, my friend. Just need to rout this stupid army and have this be over and done with. There we go, finally. Good God.
Be good. We are moments away from victory.
I wonder if he killed their general.
I'm so happy I could cry.
I wonder if Massinissa is dead. Did he get crushed under his own elephant back there at some point? We can only hope. But I think I'm going to just hit end battle now. Yeah, we took 500 losses from that. We took almost as many losses from that stupid battle as we did against the Romans. Just because, ugh, fucking javelins, man. Stupid Massinissa and his little suicide army. At least it's given our army experience points and whatnot. I definitely feel like if I'd auto-resolved that, we would have got a better result, but never mind. This is good fun though, I'm enjoying this. There's something about the overall kind of flavor of this mod that I really like. A lot of, you know, like the artwork and stuff. A lot of it is the menu artwork, I have to be honest with you. Menu artwork and sound effects and things. I do love Divide et Impera, and I think on balance, like overall, it might be a slightly better mod, DEI, but DEI just doesn't have quite as much flavor somehow as this does. It has that Rome 2 sort of very sterile user interface. Ancient Empires succeeds in having that very classic Total War feeling. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
My lord.
It's got that old school Total War vibe to it. Alright. Exotic slave. Interesting. Plus 10% chance of having illegitimate children. Oh boy. What do we want? Quartermaster, maybe? Siegecraft expert. Do you know what? A bold warrior wouldn't be a bad choice, considering all the fighting he's been doing. I think we'll go quartermaster. Get a bit of an upkeep reduction.
At your command.
Guys, look at that. We're actually in the positive. Because we lost a unit somewhere. Oh, yeah. It was... No, wait. Hang on a minute. That's probably because of some of the edicts, actually. I was going to say we did lose a unit. I disbanded that unit of ballistas. But, yeah.
Kill
Right,
the cowards.
kill Massinissa. Do like we did Scipio, a little night attack. Yeah, we lost 37 men. I guarantee that wouldn't have happened if we'd done it manually. Massinissa is now dead. We can march along towards Kyoto.
At once. Ready for orders.
Although we're not going to quite get there this turn, sadly.
On the move, my lord.
A man has many faces.
Kyoto, what kind of garrison do you have? Oh, 2 units of elephants? Good grief. Really? And lots of slingers. That's the garrison. Slingers and elephants. Okay. Bloody hell. Right, we've got a little pile of money. We're turning a teensy tiny profit. Public order is in the toilet, though. That's the good news, bad news situation we've got here. Money's okay now for the moment. Public order is abysmal. Why is there something on fire right now in Sabratan? What's going on there? Why is part of it on fire? Oh, here's the thing as well. So, like, different cities have government options. This is a concept they've kind of borrowed from Europa Barbarorum, I think. You notice, like, this one's an autonomous state. We're an autonomous collective, etc., etc. Whereas you go over here to Hadrimentum, it's a tributary. Carthage itself is a republican residence because it's its own unique thing. We go over to Tipasa, it's a tributary. And so is Tingis. You basically, when you take over a settlement, you can choose what type of government building you want to give it, and it has different. This one's a punic colony, for example, Lepkis Magna, all the way over here. This one's a punic colony. So you get lots of native discontent, but you also get +3 punic influence and whatnot. However, if you look at the autonomous state, meanwhile, less native discontent, but you get less income. Minus 75% local income and maintenance because it's self-governed, versus the colony, which is still minus 55%, but it's not as bad as minus 75%. So, actually, to answer your question as to why aren't we making any damn money, it could also be actually because we've got a lot of autonomous states here, which potentially we could convert into. I mean, this place is majority punic, so we might want to consider converting these into colonies or tributaries instead. So, colonies seem to be the best economy-wise. Or are they? Because the tributary gives you +600 income from political tribute, whereas this only gives you 400 from taxation. Although this one gives you the most native discontent. Let's convert it to a tributary. Same with this one. And just watch the public order get even worse, but hey, screw it, whatever. There's a rebellion, we'll just crush it. Behorn14, thanks very much for the sub, man. Welcome aboard. This is what Rome 2 should have been. I kind of agree with you, yeah, with some exceptions, obviously, which is that the political system doesn't really work that well for Republican factions, because you're dealing with like a hereditary monarchy-based system here that's supposed to be, when you're supposed to be playing as a republic, so that kind of feels a bit weird. It feels particularly weird when you're playing as Rome, actually. But aside from that, yeah, it's pretty cool. Rome 2 is very bare bones. Rome 2 improved a lot over time. Thankfully, I agree. Rome 2 when it came out, just absolutely dreadful game on release.
We fight for you, my lord.
Aside from all the bajillion amazing bugs and stuff that it had, it was such a bare bones game when it came out. Aside from that, but over the years they reworked it, added loads of stuff. I'm a big fan of Rome 2's political system, for example. I actually really like how that works. I find Attila's political system is still decent, but it's just a lot less engaging to actually, do stuff with. Like, you have all these political actions available, and in Attila, I feel like I never use these, Whereas I'm doing political stuff all the time in Rome 2. Although, admittedly, with our economy being as bad as it is, potentially we might want to consider embezzling funds. But we have to pay for that with influence, though. I'm not sure if we want to. Kind of wondering what the influence of some of these guys is. Not super high. Obviously don't want them getting more influence than us. In Rome 2, do you play DEI model-based game? Oh, always Divide et Imperia. Unless I'm playing Empire Divided, in which case I just play vanilla with some reskins for the units. Yeah, I'm actually a little tempted by this embezzle funds. Yeah, fuck it, go for it. Go for it, line your pockets, Hannibal. What can you do? Declare heir. No. Oh yeah, she got married off to the king of the Balearic Islands, didn't she? It's not like anybody else can actually do any real intrigue things at all. Hannibal's the only guy here who can actually do anything. Everybody else doesn't have enough influence. Basically, oh boy, yeah, our entire like power balance here is basically being held in place by Hannibal himself and nobody else. And nobody else in the family is really contributing to the influence pool at all. Oh dear. If Hannibal were to die right now, oh god, the political turmoil that would result would be absolutely hilarious. I now feel a little bit retroactively anxious about how cavalier I was with him during those last 2 battles. Because if he dies, I think this campaign might be basically screwed, because the ensuing civil war would just be a disaster. Alright, let's whack the end turn button. I think we're done here for this one. Unless I can squeeze another trade agreement out of somebody. Crete, do you want to... No, don't want to give you anything. You're still going to be dicks about the trade, huh? Alright, fine, whatever. Q2.
There is much wordiness.
Hello, Ptolemies. You want a non-aggression pact, do you, for 100 gold?
The honor of Egypt.
Ah, sure.
For your agreement, the thanks.
Oh, you Numidian bastards better not take Kyoto away from me.
You are honorable, worthy, and strong.
You want a defensive line? No, I'm gonna be honest with you, my dude, no. I don't need getting tied in any defensive alliance with you. Thank you very much.
A treaty between our peoples.
You guys want non-aggression pact?
Stronger and richer.
Okay, you know what? Actually, yeah, okay, I'll go for that. I'm not. I don't have any plans to conquer you. My ambitions lie to the north and west. Is Pergamum at war with Macedon right now? Looks like they kind of might be. Also, I think these dickheads here are raiding my damn territory. Just get off my lawn, you damn Berber tribesmen. Funds appropriated. Hooray! Not only did your thief successfully embezzle as you asked, they returned with additional funds. We got 300 for that. Is that it? I feel like we could have done with more. That didn't feel worth doing at all. I was thinking we might get a couple of thousand out of it.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, hello there, the Merchants of Death, the Gaituli tribes. Do you fucking mind? You dicks? Oh, you guys are laying siege to Kyoto. That's unfortunate, but never mind. I suppose in that case then, you dickheads picked the fight with the wrong Carthaginian. Okay, it's actually a little worrying how close the auto-resolve is looking for this. But... oh my god, they've got chariots! Check it out! Libyan chariots! I didn't even know that was a thing. Wonder what is he on elephant? Riding an elephant, do you think? No, actually the picture looks like he's cavalry. Okay. Hannibal's keeping the Republic together with some string and a prayer. Yeah, pretty much. Ooh. Sunset Battle. Do like. This game does look particularly nice when it's golden hour. I took some absolutely gorgeous screenshots when I was playing Age of Justinian the other day. I was going to post them on the Discord and the screenshots channel, but I keep forgetting to do it. But I tell you what, Atilla is still a pretty game, relatively speaking. Considering how old it is these days, this is a really nice looking game. Alright. Let's get ourselves set up. Gotta have you guys at the back this time. You guys here. Hannibal, you need to be at the back doing your general thing today, not so much of the charging around, getting involved in melee combat thing, because, yeah, I mean, if you die, so dies the Republic, I'm afraid. I was not aware of this previously, but now I am. So I'm going to be a lot more careful with my delicate little Hannibal. He's only got one eye left at the moment. As it is. Starting to resemble my bloody cat. Colin's downstairs curled up under the Christmas tree at the minute. Having a snooze because he got in yet another fight today. I am honestly looking at transitioning him into becoming an indoor-only cat at this point because for some reason he just can't stop fighting with the neighbours. I don't know what's happening. I've had him for 2 years now, and in all that time, he never got in a single fight. And then in the last couple of months, he's been in like 3. And I don't know what's changed. Maybe it's just because he's getting older, or maybe it's because some new cat or new pair of cats are in the area now suddenly. Somebody new might have moved in and brought them with them. And with whoever these cats are, they're obviously, you know, basically being bullies, and they're fighting. So it's a bit of a shame because he loves going outside, and I'm convinced it is good for him because, you know, it's good for him to be out there exploring, getting lots of exercise as well. That's the big thing. Like, Colin gets a lot of exercise from being able to go outside, which is very good for his overall health. Because he's not a fat cat, even though he eats quite a lot. But I unfortunately cannot continue running the risk that he's going to come back one day missing an eyeball. Because about a month ago he got in a fight and he got a puncture wound in his ear, up like close towards his head. And I was looking at him this evening after he'd come back inside, and I noticed that he's got a split end in his ear now. There's a cut in the end of his ear. So I had to clean that wound out with salt water, which he was not happy about, let me tell you. Yeah. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. I was quite happy with him being a happy outdoor healthy cat, getting lots of exercise and being, you know, generally mentally stimulated by being in the outdoors. But like, yeah, unfortunately he's going to have to stay inside if he's going to keep getting into fights.
As you command.
Because if he stays indoors, you know, like I can entertain him, I can play with him and stuff like that, and I do play with him every day anyway. But oh no, that does look really cool, doesn't it? Whoa, screenshot moment. Probably should take a screenshot actually for the damn video thumbnail once this gets on YouTube. Come and think of it. That's not bad. We could probably do with something with elephants in it, though. I mean, this is Carthage after all. And I probably end up using neither of those in the end. Taking a good thumbnail image is an acquired skill, I find. But yeah, I'll have to play with him more if he's indoors to keep him entertained, but even if I do that, he's still not going to get the same level of exercise as he does when he's outside. Anyway, unrelated to the fact that we're playing Attila right now, I just felt like venting about that because it's got me quite frustrated. Very annoying. Like I said, 2 whole fucking years. More like 2.5 years at this point, actually. Like 2.5 years. Not a single scrap did he get into.
Swift riders.
Not one damn injury. And then within the space of the last 30 days, 3 times he's come back in with some sort of injury. You're betting on new neighborhood bullies. I think that's what it is. Yeah, honestly. I think some new neighbor has moved in with some new cats, and the new cats are scrappers. On the bright side, if he's going to have to be an indoor cat. Gosh, that's another rather compelling image. If he's going to be an indoor cat, you know, I at least do work from home. So, I am here with him to keep him company all day. So it could be worse. Another cool image, that one. What is it with you slow coaches in the middle here? Why are my Gauls just dragging their feet so much? Oh, you guys have got your backs right up against the hills, haven't you? Oh, check out these chariots. Let's have a look at these guys. They're pretty cool, huh? Oh, they've got scythes on them as well. I should probably watch out for these. But yeah, still. Pretty cool. What is it, the fucking Bronze Age, you lunatics? Chariots, is it? Madness, I says. Definitely we should watch out for them, though. Speed up, you slow coaches, for goodness sake. Hey JB, yeah, stream is still going. We've got another 15 minutes, so enough to get this battle done, I think, pretty much, and then have me ramble a little bit at the end. Got your money's worth in terms of battles today, folks. This is battle number 4, I think, including the naval battle. This is really good fun, though. I have to say, I say this practically every time we play a particular mod, to be honest. But again, this is creeping up the list of mods I'd like to play on YouTube. I think I considered doing a Carthaginian campaign in DEI on YouTube, but actually, I think I'd almost prefer to do a Carthaginian campaign in this. Because I think the Punic War start with Hannibal and Scipio is just... it's so damn compelling. I love the idea of taking like Carthage when it's beaten down and absolutely on its knees and trying to turn things around, rather than, you know, in DEI when you take control of Carthage, they're pretty much at the peak of their power. I'm also being a little bit seduced by how damn pretty Attila is compared to Rome 2, admittedly. Oh, are they finally moving? They are finally moving. I think it's because our slingers might have gotten in range at last. Oh, is that their general over there? Hello. Gaetulian noble cavalry. Yeah, they look pretty decent, actually. Equipment-wise. Alright, boys. Phalanx formation, please. Oh, wait. I think I just put you in guard mode tonight. No, we want phalanx. Did someone just say, curse you, boo? I curse your vampire away. I mean, what? Mercenary Libyan skirmishes. Should we get a cheeky charge right off into their faces? Oh no, they're retreating behind the spearmen. Abort, abort, abort! Elephants! Oh god, it's the chariots. Elephants versus chariots. Who's going to win? Let's find out. On citizen levies, I believe in you. You've never let me down yet. Oh, here come the elephants. I get the feeling the elephants are massacring the chariots. Yeah. Elephants! Elephant beats infantry. Elephant beats cavalry. Elephant beats chariot. Elephant beats everything. Cheeky little Halo reference for you there. In the last place you probably expected to hear it. Oh, boys. Yeah, I don't need you killing any of my elephants by accident with stray bullets and javelins, please. That would be bad.
The tide of battle turns in our favor. Enemy units have been rallied.
Does someone else want to fight the elephants? Because that can be arranged. Although, I tell you what, they've got light infantry coming at my elephants. That's exactly who you don't want elephants fighting, admittedly. So let's just move the infantry up. Have the elephants withdraw for now. Unless... Okay, they really do want to fight the elephants with their cavalry. I guess it's their funeral. Oh, hello. They're attacking my slingers, you dicks. Luckily Hannibal is nearby. I'll sort you out. Ooh, it's their general. Elephants versus general. Oh, some of my elephants are dying. I get javelined in the face. That's not good. But we've won. That's it. They're done. Run them down. I think we lost a lot of elephants there, but never mind. Yes, we definitely lost quite a few, but that's okay. They survived. We can replenish.
Understood. We understand.
I guess we'll scoop up what's left of our cavalry and try and run the enemy down. We've got 2 units left, including Hannibal. That's it for our cavalry. Oh dear. I feel like the music's not very... Oh, I tell you what the problem is. I tell you why the music's so quiet. It's because I actually had to turn it down when we were playing Medieval Kingdoms. I wondered why the music was a bit quiet today. Alright, let's speed things up. Mop these guys up. Who's that chucking javelins? Oh, it's you guys. Oh, don't chuck in javelins. Still wait for the day you do Halo 3 LP. I keep forgetting that I haven't done that, actually. We did 1 and 2, didn't we? Run them down, Hannibal. Alright, that'll do it, I think. Decisive victory. Elephants beat ships? Yeah, that'd be the ultimate test. Right. 369 losses. That's actually could have been worse, I suppose. Alright, can we wipe you bastards out, please? Oh, we haven't quite finished them off, but this should do, I think, if we just quickly catch them in auto-resolve. That should do it. I think that's that faction wiped out as well, because they were a horde. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to have to force march you, because I need to try and get you out of this desert before you start taking attrition. There we go. Is that desert right there? I hope not.
Ready for battle.
More level ups. Alright, what do we want to give you? Cav commander, infantry leader. Infantry leader would be good, I suppose. Battle hardened veteran. Yeah, take that as well. This is a good skill tree, actually, this. I quite like it. I think I prefer it to the vanilla one. Right. And then the army upgrades. Mercenary recruiters. Supply reforms, mercenary reliance. Oh, take a rank of that, and then this, pay in spoils, minus 10% upkeep for mercenaries. But you get a bit less money from looting. But that's honestly fine with me. That'll help the income a little bit. Reduce the mercenaries' pay slightly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty much done for this evening, I think. It's been a pleasure showing you this. I could easily play this for probably another hour at least before my brain completely melts. I'm enjoying this mod that much. As I said before, although I don't remember if I said it in the recorded portion of the stream, I've never actually played a full campaign of Ancient Empires before, because I ended up, for YouTube, I ended up going with Divide et Impera instead. So I don't have a ton of experience with this mod, which is why I was spending a lot of time staring at building icons and going, what did these do? But I tell you what, I'm having a blast with this so far. This is really good fun. I'd love to return to this mod and do a full campaign at some point. I really, really would like to. I think it'd be a grand idea. And I've got to say, Carthage is a good faction to do it with. I really like the 202 BC start date with Zama and us now facing off against the Romans. I'm a little bit disappointed because, as far as I can tell, there haven't been any scripted events as a result of us winning Zama. Because, and I think the reason I say this is because if you play as Rome in this game, if you win the Battle of Zama, you get a bunch of scripted events where you can decide what you want to do with Carthage. Like you can force them into a peace deal, or you can continue fighting them if you want to. And I think forcing them into peace was the historical option. But make them pay reparations and stuff like that. There's a whole like story script thing going on there if you play as Rome. But there doesn't seem to be an equivalent when you're playing as Carthage and you win Zama. So, unfortunately, you don't get that when you play as Carthage. But hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The regular old sandbox Total War gameplay is good enough to stand on its own 2 feet. Potentially, I mean, Dr. Francis pointing out maybe I don't think beginning peace with Rome first is necessarily going to make a difference, but I am thinking to myself right now, actually, that, you know what, peace with Rome wouldn't be a terrible idea, but they're not going to go for it. If I'd offered them peace immediately after defeating Scipio, they might have gone for it, potentially, I don't know. It's Scipio and after we've sunk their fleet, but unfortunately I think enough turns have passed by now that they're not interested. I'd have to try that next time I play as Carthage. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this evening. Yet another amazing Attila mod. I previously was very much of the opinion that like Medieval Kingdoms was like the best Attila mod, but after playing this evening, I'm reconsidering that actually, because I'm really, really enjoying this. The real test of it though would be playing it more and seeing how it shakes out when you play long term. You know, how the, you know, does the mod remain fun when you get into the late game, for example? Because what I will say about DEI for Rome 2, that does definitely remain fun if you get into the late game. Like, we're pretty late game in the Galatian Let's Play at the moment, and it's still buckets of fun. So, anyway, can't tell that in the space of one stream, though. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in checking out Ancient Empires for yourself, if you've got a copy of Attila, just head on over to the Steam Workshop, download parts 1 and 2, and the music pack, and have at it, because this mod's amazing. It's like having a whole extra Total War game to play on top of regular old Attila, which is still fun, because don't get me wrong, I still really enjoy regular old Attila. I've been thinking of showing off. There's a mod you can get called Fall of the Eagles, which is a bit old at this point, but it's like a sort of small overhaul mod for the Vanilla Games campaign. I've been thinking of showing that off as well, because the Vanilla Attila campaign is still great. It's still really good fun. It's a fantastic challenge, especially if you're playing as the Romans. So, yeah, anyway, Ancient Empires is great. It's lovely. I hope you guys decide to check it out on your own time. But that's it for this evening. When we come back tomorrow, I think I'm still planning to play Knights of the Old Republic tomorrow. That's the plan. We're going to start that. It's going to be our new game we start over the Christmas period. We're going to do it with that Knights of the Old Republic playthrough I mentioned. And then next week, on Wednesday, we'll probably come back with yet another Total War mod. Don't know what it's going to be next time. I think we've covered all the main Attila ones by this point. So we might move on to Thrones of Britannia, unless I decide to show off Fall of the Eagles. Don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I might show off some Thrones of Britannia mods. Or we'll head over to Rome Remastered for a bit. Or back to Medieval 2. There's loads of options. There's still loads of mods we need to cover. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a good one. I'm just going to check who there is to raid right now. Who can we raid? Successfully lost. Perfect. She was just in the chat yesterday, as a matter of fact, saying hello and whatnot. So, we're going to raid Lost. I think she's just starting her stream, so I'll do that. She's playing some BG3. So pile on over there, say hello to Lost. She's a wonderful streamer, worthy of your patronage for sure. And I'll catch you all tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you, and a good night.